Welcome back, my YouTube family. In today's video, we will be building the Calhoun. It's a 2-story, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom single family home. It also has a 2-car garage, a downstairs office, an upstairs loft, pantry, and other features. The downstairs is 748 square feet. The upstairs is approximately 1,083 feet for a total of 1,831 square feet. Now there's a ton of work that goes into this process prior to digging the footers. When we dig the footers, we consider that day one of the build, and that's where we'll start here for this particular video. The surveyor has already been out and pinned the lot for the footer locations, and we're just using this backhoe here to dig our footers roughly around 16 to 18 inches. That allows for 8 to 10 inches of footer concrete thickness, and then also to bury one block, which is roughly around 8 inches. So yeah, we're going to do this, go around the whole perimeter, dig the footers out, making sure everything is square, making sure that there's steps ups or step down so the footers are actually level all the way around. Then we need to call the county to have them come out to do what's called a footer test to make sure that the dirt is compacted enough so when we do pour the footers like you see here, the concrete or your house doesn't settle into the ground. This house will be built with cinder block piers along with a girder system where the floor joists run perpendicular across the girders. At the garage, the continuous footer stops because the garage will receive stone and then also a slab. Most sites are not necessarily flat, so we step up or step down 8 inches or 16 inches at a time. Here you can see the dot where the surveyor has come back out to mark the corners for the masons, and then I marked the top of the footers on the foundation height. So we have 40 over there on the right, 32 across the front, and as we go around you can see 32 at the garage opening, 48, then we drop down to 56, and then finally our largest elevation is 64. The Calhoun is a signature series, so the foundation walls will be cinder block and also brick. Meanwhile, I did have the truss delivered to the site along with the LVLs as well as the flooring system for the second floor. I also got temporary power connected and also temporary water connected for the site. Here's where the tail lines will be, which is the drain for the foundation crawl space. And from this angle, you can really see how the steps work all the way to the 64 on the left side going up to 32 on the right side. Next up is waterproofing. We get everything out of the crawl space, make sure that there's no debris, make sure that there's no heavy rocks or stones, make sure there's no roots, make sure everything is flat and slopes to that tail line that I showed you or that drain line. And then we use a spray tar type of material to make sure everything is sealed tight. While we wait on the foundation and the waterproofing inspection, I made sure I got all my lumber dropped. I counted it to make sure that everything was there prior to the framers coming on site. Each step of the way, I'm on site making sure everything is done per building code and also per my company standard. We do flooring inspection, wall inspection, inline framing inspection, second floor inspections. I mean, it's just a lot of inspections because the last thing we want to do is get to the county's inspection and then fail for any particular reason. So always keep a heavy watch on the framing process, always going through, always making sure my rough openings are right, making sure everything is braced correctly, because we want to make sure that we always build a quality home. Got the house all framed up, got the shingles on. Now we're ready for our plumbing, our HVAC or mechanical, and then our electrical rough ends. Once those get completed, then we call in for inspection for all of those, making sure that we also have an inspection for the framing and then inspection for the outside sheathing. Once that inspection goes through, then we can insulate, and then we have to call in another inspection for the insulation. Once that's done, then we can finally get to the stage, which is drywall. However, even before we drywall, I do what's called a pre-drywall meeting with my clients. And so we come to the site, we make sure that all options are installed, making sure that every electrical outlet is in the right place, making sure that the switches are correct, making sure that the plumbing is correct, the HVAC is correct, the electrical is correct, making sure that everything is done prior to that drywall going up, because once that drywall goes up, that's it. So now let's take a tour to see the progress thus far. Now we're getting all of our cabinets installed, our trim installed, our floor treads, and all of our doors installed. We had been getting a lot of rain and the ground was pretty saturated. The cement truck driver was scared that he was going to get stuck, and so made me sign a waiver. Just in case he did get stuck, then I would have to pay for it. That was fine with me. I figured that we will be all right, and we pushed on and got the garage and the front porch poured. Things are really starting to take shape. We got our walls trimmed and doors primed and painted. The painters are still here on site. They just did the upstairs first, but they do pretty good work. Now it's my job to go through and point out any imperfections, mark it up with pencil, blue tape, whatever I have to do, so they can be on task. I want to take some time just to show you how efficient the painters are. So just watch this clip. The homeowner chose classic white Dutch lap 4.5-inch siding, and the siding crew will be in and out in just one day. The kitchen and the bath floors will be roll vinyl, and so we put down Luan to make sure that the vinyl has the proper backing. Now it's time to get the grading done, the final grade. Also, the utility company is out now to install a new pole and also a new transformer. Tops are being installed. I want to make sure that there's no issues with the granite tops. Also, there's no issues with the cabinets. There's no issues with the doors and the trim. All of these things I am checking out at this particular point in time to make sure that I have plenty enough time to bring the contractors back if there are any errors that were made. Like that door missing, which I will definitely get squared away. Now that the electrical, the plumbing, and mechanical contractors are completed, it's time to install the carpet. While that's going on, I have the exterior deck guys out installing the back stairs, and then I have the septic being installed in the front of the house, well, the front side of the house. Well, there's not much left to do now. We're getting the driveway dug out and the sidewalk dug out so we can get that poured. But we at the final stages.